The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes.
All right, we got a news quick hit here, guys. Let's see what's going on.
25 degrees at 7:40 on this Friday, January 24th. I'm Scott Stanford. Here's what's happening. ICE agents on the move yesterday with raids in New York City and a restaurant in Newark. But Newark's mayor says, hey, where's the warrant, my friends? President Trump heading to L.A. today to take a look at the wildfire devastation as 8 fires continue to burn in southern Cal. As 4 more hostages are expected to be released from Gaza over the weekend, the names of those who get to go home will be released today. 24-year-old man stabbed to death in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Police are on the hunt for 6 suspects who witnesses say ran from the scene. You getting ready to fly Spirit Airlines? Leave the crop top in the suitcase. Spirit revamping their policy on what you can and cannot wear on their flights. Oh, and the shoes, they stay on. I'm looking at you, bare feet guy, in aisle 36. Checking sports, Rangers stay hot. It's NFL Conference Championship weekend. Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson both starting in the All-Star game. Look at you guys. Go New York, go. Wins News Time 7:41. Back out to the roads for Andre Ferro.
Now, we had an issue with the Holland Tunnel heading back to New Jersey. There was emergency maintenance that had to be done, so they were holding traffic, but now they're letting the traffic flow through, but you're also dealing with residual delays because of it, so you're going to need at least 15 minutes.
I had to let that truck come in. That dude's carrying nitrogen.
Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Well, that's going to be about 15 as well. Getting some more buildups on 139 through Jersey City. Tunnelly Avenue is very slow from basically Secaucus Road down towards Manhattan Avenue. Inbound Lincoln is about 10 minutes. Not too bad. It's the westbound side of 495 heading towards the western and eastern spurs. That is showing volume. The inbound George Washington Bridge, 25 minutes. Lower level will do you a little bit better, but there's big delays on the east and westbound cross Bronx between the Bronx River Parkway and the Alex. If you try
got some glare.
Heading towards the Harlem River Drive, there's also some action north and southbound right around 79th Street on the FDR. And the Midtown Tunnel heading back to Queens is also bumper to bumper heading towards Van Dam. There's also a northbound crash on the FDR right around the Williamsburg Bridge. Next report, 7:51. Andre Ferro, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Well, ICE agents were busy yesterday arresting hundreds of migrants in several sanctuary cities, including New York. Agents also raided a business in Newark, and they did it reportedly without a warrant.
About a dozen ICE agents showing up at the Ocean Seafood Depot on Adams Street here in Newark. Here's their owner, Luis Janota.
They didn't have a court order I didn't even ask. A couple of the guys couldn't show their identification. 3 of them got arrested. 26 years in business, I've never seen anything like this.
Immediate reaction from Mayor Ross Baraka, who'll be holding a press conference at City Hall later on today. He's saying he won't sit idly by while people are being terrorized, and that's a quote. He says one of the 3 taken away into custody is actually a U.S. military veteran. Now, ICE put out a brief statement as well, calling this a targeted enforcement operation. The story will continue to follow here today. Glenn Shuck, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM, and the Ironbound section of Newark.
Religious leaders and school officials are holding a press conference today to show their support for migrant families in the city. Katie Kuryakovich is with the United Federation of Teachers. She says if kids in the schools are nervous and anxious about these raids, they're going to have a tough time concentrating.
When someone is afraid, you can't learn. It shuts down. It just shuts down your system. That's the way your brain works. You cannot learn while you're afraid. And it's not only students who are fearful for their families, it's their friends.
The UFT and religious leaders are calling on the city to do more to protect New Yorkers and make sure the schools are safe. Trump administration trying to change the Constitution. This week, he signed an executive order eliminating birthright citizenship, and then just days after, it went before a federal judge who denied it. President Trump has already said they're going to appeal, and it could go all the way to the Supreme Court.
Trump's trying to argue here that a few words in the 14th Amendment citizenship clause allows him to interpret it this way. The terms subject to the jurisdiction thereof. It sounds like legalese, but basically he's trying to say that if you're born to parents in the United States who aren't actually subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, if your parents are undocumented, you don't necessarily become a citizen in his eyes.
That's Peter Haralambous on ABC's Start Here podcast. The president will be in Southern California today to visit the areas that were devastated by the wildfires.
Governor Newsom here in California has...
Sorry about the glare, folks.
Take the politics
and the blurriness.
The fire assistance, but, he's also made statements about the incoming Trump administration that Mr. Trump has interpreted as being hostile. For his part, President Trump refers to the governor as Governor New Scum. That's his favorite nickname for him.
That's correspondent Tom Waite. President Trump also visiting hurricane-battered North Carolina later today. This week, Mr. Trump ripping FEMA for not doing enough in its disaster relief efforts. Well, there's still 8 different fires that continue to burn as new ones have erupted in the Los Angeles area.
All right, guys, we're already 5 minutes in. I'm trying to keep it down to about 5 minutes and we just about went past 5 minutes. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on my way to work as we document history on this daily time capsule. We'll see you on the next episode.